Welcome to Rising with Soccer.
Hello everyone. Coming to the fifth match of round of 16 in Euro 2020, that is Croatia versus Spain. The game will be very high and it will be played in Parken Stadium, Copenhagen. Let's look into lineup and formation for both teams. In orange we have Croatia, in blue we have Spain. So Croatia will be going with the 4-3-3 formation with two holding midfielders with Livakovic in goal, then Vida and Lovren in centre back partnership. Vrsalko will be coming back for the right wing back role. On left wing back role, we will be having Guardiol. The teenager has been sensational in this tournament. Coming to the two midfielders, Mateo Kovacic and Brozovic from Inter will be playing this partnership. Coming to the playmaker of this game, Luka Modric. Then coming to the left wing, they will be having actually Mario Pasalic can also play. But Perisic have been tested COVID positive. He scored a goal against Scotland in last game, but unfortunately he got tested for COVID, and now he will not be playing against Spain. So Mario Pasalic or Brekalo might start. On right wing, we will be having Vlasic, a good player, and striker we will be having Petkovic. Petkovic is in good form. Got a goal against Scotland in last match, so it needs to be seen how it goes. Looking at the Spain will be going with their classic 4-3-3 formation with Unai Simon in goal. On left back row, they will be having Jordi Alba, Pau Torres, Laporte. On and right wing back side, I'm thinking Marcus Llorente will be starting. The last game against Slovakia, as Filiqueta started, but I thought Marcus Llorente has been not having enough energy. He wants some rest. That's why Aspilicueta got chance. Aspilicueta performed really well, but I think Marcus Llorente will be starting this game as they will be needing a lot of pace in this game. As Aspilicueta lacks pace in his game, so I think Marcus Llorente will start. Coming to the CDM role, we will be having Sergio Busquets. Coming to the attacking midfielders, Koke from Atletico Madrid and Pedri from Barcelona will start. Coming to the attacking line, Morata will be surely starting for the striker role for Spain. Coming to the right wing, I guess they will be starting with Gerard Moreno. They might start with Pablo Sarabia also, but I think Gerard Moreno has earned his place in this starting 11. And on left wing, they will be using Dani Olmo from RB Leipzig. A good player, can turn on defenders, can take on defenders, can dribble past defenders, can take shots also, can cross. So ultimately a good winger. And looking at the game of Croatia versus Spain, it's a very high-end game in round of 16. What I can see is when if you want to beat Barcelona or a team who plays like Barcelona, like Spain copies everything from Barcelona. So if you want to win against Spain or Barcelona, you need to score a goal within first 10 minutes. Because in first 10 minutes, the Spain or Barcelona side, what that does is they try to see how the conditions are, how the opposition team is playing and everything. So if you want to get a goal, so I think it will be best for Croatia to start attacking game and get a goal within first 10 minutes. If they are able to get a goal in first 10 minutes, I'm pretty sure they will be able to defend for the next 80 minutes also. And we have seen Jose Mourinho as his teams doing the same thing. When he was a Real Madrid manager, Jose Mourinho used to try to get one or two good goals in first 10-15 minutes. After that, his team used to be defending. But and as we have seen, Spain has not been that critical in this tournament. First game against Sweden, they draw 0-0. Second game against Poland, they draw 1-1. And the last game against Slovakia, they won 5-0. But out of that, one was a mistake from Dubravka, the Slovakian goalkeeper. Second one was own goal from one of the Slovakian player, and three goals were from Spain. So Slovakian players' mentality got down when they got first Dubravka on goal. So I'm pretty sure if Croatia is able to take a lead in the first 10-15 minutes, they will surely get through. And I know that Luka Modric has played a lot of game in Spain. He has 5-6 seasons he has spent in Spain, so he really knows how to tackle Spanish teams or how to tackle Spain as a whole team. So it will be very great encounter to be between two teams. And as we have seen, Spain likes to keep the possession of the ball. They like take the control of the game, So in this game also, Spain will be having a lot of ball position, and Croatia needs to suffer in that aspect. But Croatia can do a thing like, if they get a goal in first 10-15 minutes and they can do a low block, and whenever they will get a chance to counter attack, they can surely get a ball inside this much a space and they can pass it to the strikers. And I see Petkovic is a very pacey striker. Coming to the Vlasic and Brekalo is also good. Perisic was kind of a 32 plus player, so he was not that pacey, but Brekalo and Vlasic are very much pacey, and I think they have the capability to usefulness of encounter, and they can score the goals. Looking at the major tactical battles in this game will be, the first tactical battle will be Petkovic versus Spanish defense, that is Laporte or Pau Torres. Both players are in good form. It will be very, very difficult for Petkovic, but Petkovic somehow needs to find his spaces between the defense so as to accommodate or take chances to score the goals. Then coming to the next game, key battle will be Luka Modric versus Sergio Busquets. Both are very great players. Sergio Busquets is 35 plus player. He is a phenomenal player, to be honest, and Luka Modric also. So it will be like the proper 1920 game. They both are superstar of the team, most experienced players on the pitch. So it would be a good battle to see, and I hope Luka Modric will come over Busquets in this game. Coming to the another tactical battle will be Morata versus Lovren and Vida. Lovren and Vida are experienced defenders. Morata is a good striker, but not that clinical. He is able to score one goal only in this tournament till now. He had taken some 14 odd shots till now in 4 games, but got only one goal. It's very difficult period for Morata, but if at all he gets a goal in this game, he will be beaming with confidence going into the next rounds. But if at all they win against Croatia, but it will be a good battle. I think Morata will not, Vida and Lovren will be having upper hand against Morata. Then coming to the Gerard Moreno versus Guardiol. We have seen Guardiol likes to attack. He likes to run down, overlap the left wingers and try to attack, try to give passes. So this needs to be seen, like whether Gerard Moreno will be marked by someone else, like Lovren will be taking over Morata, and then Vida will be shifting to take Gerard Moreno, and Guardiola will be attacking to overlap and do everything. So it will be a good battle. But let's see, if Croatia needs to defend in this game, they need to defend as a unit. So Guardiola also need to do his defensive duties as much as he's attacking. So it will be a good tactical battle on the right wing side. Then coming to the Dani Olmo versus Vrasalko, both players are very good players. Actually, Vrasalko plays for Atletico Madrid, so he is also knowing how the Spanish teams works, and he will be having his hands full because on his wing they will be having two players. One is Jordi Alba, who can link up with this Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo likes to cut inside. So what happens is a lot of the Rasalko will be going to cover Dani Olmo. So here a lot of space goes for Jordi Alba. And Jordi Alba can run into these spaces and create a crosses from this area for Murata and other teammates who will be here in this area. So Rasalko will be needing a lot of help in this game. So I think Brozovic will be mostly trying to support Vrasalko. Otherwise, they need Vlasic all the time to come into defense. But if at all they want to break into counter, then they need someone at the striker also. So this area will also be very, very crucial for both teams. I think Croatia will be trying to attack from the left hand side because they have more stronger players like Guardiol and Brekalo in that area. So I think they will be using this, and Vlasic will be doing more of defensive duties in this right wing side, just to neutralize Jordi Alba and Daniel Olmo connection. Then coming to the Pedri and Koke versus Mateo Kovacic and Brozovic. So I can see Pedri is very youngster, a good teenager, but Brozovic had a good season in Inter. Mateo Kovacic just won Champions League against Man City, and Koke from Atletico Madrid. So I think this is very, very balanced battle. If we see Croatian midfield versus Spanish midfield, I really see they are both at the same level. So it's something that we need to see how that game will be turning out. And coming to the last player we will be having is Marcus Llorente versus Brecalo, who will be starting. So Brecalo needs to be at his best tomorrow, because if at all, or I'm sure that Spain will be giving lot of, they will lose lot of possession in this final third area, and Croatia will be retrieving the balls in this close spaces, and once they will pass this ball to on the right wing side, somehow Brekala needs to take his chances and cut in inside or pass the ball and make a connection play with Petkovic and Modric, so as to go into the final third inside the area and score the goals. Or they can also take chances from corners and something like that. But I think this left wing need to be utilized more for Croatia, and I'm hoping Croatia will be winning this game. The game will be played at Parken Stadium, Copenhagen. So it's a neutral venue. Players to watch will be Mateo Kovacic from Croatia and Koke from Spain, because Koke has not proved he is very ineffective in this tournament. So I'm hoping if Koke could score the goal in this tournament, he will be beaming with confidence going into the next round. I'm looking for a Croatian win in this game with a 2-1 scoreline. Just if Croatia takes their chances properly, get a goal on counter attack or early 10-15 minutes a goal, they will be in cruise control in this game, because Spain will be having a lot of ball possession, as we all know. They like to control the game. Looking at the last game of both teams, Croatia won against Scotland with the 3-1 and qualified for the round of 16 game. Vlasic scored the goal, Modric scored the goal, Perisic scored the goal. Perisic will not be available for tomorrow's game as he has COVID positive. Looking at the stats, you can see 11 shots, 6 on target, good shot accuracy, possession was also 67%, so good. Passes 642, passing accuracy 88%, 4 offsides, 5 corner. 4 offside means you can see they are trying to do counter attack or direct ball given to strikers and attackers. So that's why these 4 offsides are coming. And corners 5 on, that is good. And looking at Spanish side, you can see Dubravka own goal, and from here they started their downfall, Slovakia, and then this the Spanish team scored 5. So it was a really bad game for Slovakia. I have seen Slovakia defending very good in the home tournament coming till this game, and in this game they just lost their control. Then coming to the Spanish team, took 19 shots, 9 on target, absolutely fantastic stats, position 66%, passes triple 36, passing accuracy close to 90%. So looking at both teams' performance, I think both teams are very balanced sides. It will be a good game to watch. And looking at the history of the teams, Spain versus Croatia, Spain lost. Spain won that game against Croatia with a 6-0 scoreline on 11 September 2018, and 15 November 2018, Croatia versus Spain. Croatia won that game in 3-2. So 1-1. So whoever wins that game, that will be going with the 2-1 or a 1-2. So let's see who wins this game. Coming to the tournament stats of both teams, Spain is having high turnovers, high number of shots ending at half time. Passing sequence is also high for them. Build-ups are so high. Build-up goals are good for Croatia. That's good because Luka Modric creates a lot of chances and he is a kind of a brain of the team. Then coming to a direct attack, they believe in direct attack, but they have not got a goal till now from direct attacks. But they will be trying to get direct attack against Spain, sure. 10 plus passes, 85. That is obvious because Spain likes to pass. They are tiki taka team. So looking at all this thing, it's a very balanced game. But at the end, I think I am hoping that Croatia will be winning this game with a 2-1 scoreline. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned.